Goldschmidt has agreed to a one-year.
The Yankees getting closer. Devin Williams from the
Yankees have traded for Cody Bellinger.
The Yankees have agreed to terms with Max Fried.
They lost one of the best players in baseball, but I think they got creative, and I think that they are better.
And a high drive into left center field. Stanley's going to swat, driven the other way. Sleeping giant. Deep left field. Swing and a drive deep toward left. Number 2,000.
Jazz has done it again, and the Yankees take the lead 5-4.
Fly ball right field. On its way.
4-3. DJ LeMahieu.
John strikes one. Deep left field. A grand slam. Strikes one deep left center. Another gem from the Gold Glove shortstop Anthony Volpe.
Out to right field and deep. There it goes. What a...
And I'm telling you right now, on paper, they'll probably have the best starting pitching in the AL.
The Yankee bullpen is absolutely loaded. Show me a better bullpen.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Executive's View. Let's all rise in honor of the New York Yankees. I'm your host, Aaron Serious Simmons, and this is The View from on top. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here on a special edition Wednesday night. I do appreciate that. You guys know how I get down. If you see the show, share the show. We're all over the place, man. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, TikTok. We're doing big things and big lessons. Definitely want to take everybody along for the journey. I don't do this by myself, man. I got a room full of Yankees fans ready to chop it up and break down the first half of the 2025 season in preparation for what's to come. My man is in the building. So what's going on, guy? How we doing, sir?
Villain, make this Yankee cap more famous than the Yankee. You know what I'm saying? Listen, we're here, man. Let's go, man.
Oh, man. Ho. CK's in the building, man. Love and miss this guy. What's going on, CK? How we doing, sir?
I'm all right, man. Just traveling and, talking sports.
Yeah. You already know, man. And again, this guy needs no introduction from us. I mean, I always said we have him alone, but he signed the contract. He's now an official exec. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing, WD? My man Aaron from the Nonsense of Deep Thoughts podcast in the building. What's going on, my guy? How we doing, sir?
I'm very good. Thank you for having me once again. I appreciate it. I've been looking forward to this for a few weeks now. So let's roll.
Yeah, man.
Aaron's the like Adam Adovato of the
no. Don't start.
We sign him, we release him, sign him and release him, right? Oh, we just signed him and release him.
No Adavino here, man. I will throw things.
Yo, man, wanted to get everybody's take on how the New York Yankees have looked through spring ball and through the first few games of this, regular season currently coming into tonight. This conversation was 7-5. We dropped 2 out of 3 versus the Detroit Tigers, and we start a massive series a little bit versus the San Francisco Giants coming up. But there's a lot to talk about, man. So, Villain, where's your head at least coming out of spring training, going into the first, it's like 11 some odd games in a regular season, man? Where's your head at?
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to get tickets to the game. Well, I could have easily got tickets, but I was just like, it's too cold right now. I can't mess with that cold, bro. Skin, ooh, Lord have mercy. But listen, first of all, Max Fried is worth the price of admission, man. What a game he threw today! 7 innings, 11 strikeouts. No, just looking good, man. I think honestly going into the season, there was a lot of expectations, right? I think we all wanted Soto back. We talked about it during our weekly shows. And I think the pivot from not getting Soto to going to Max Fried, getting Cody Bellinger, getting Paul Goldschmidt was a really good pivot, and I think it made this team better. And Devin Williams, we'll talk about too. But losing obviously Garrett Cole and then Stanton, bubble wrap them until October. It was 2 blows that would have made this team a lot better. But I think there's so many pieces, so many moves that the Yankees made, and some that they didn't make that still makes this team better. I think letting Gleyber Torres go. But putting Jazz Chisholm at second base is a real underrated move in a lot of people's eyes. I think, Anka's talked about it at nauseum. Like, Torres is not a really good fielder. Jazz Chisholm is a plus fielder. Great defense, speed, he with the bat, and he is a Yankee. His demeanor, he's all about winning. And when you hear this guy talk, he's a breath of fresh air. So that was one thing. I think shoring up the middle in center field was something that the Yankees needed to do. Instead of having Judge in center field. So that was something very important. Really getting a power bat at first base, getting Paul Goldschmidt there. That's something. Austin Wells really hopefully coming into his own. Is going to be a big key. But I think going into this season, despite not having Garrett Cole, I think there was still some optimism in New York. And, the first week we had that. Lately, the second week, dropping 2 to Detroit. Detroit's a good team. But, I think the Yankees just need to find their way. I think Carlos Rendon needs to get consistent. And I think this team is going to there's a lot of ifs on this team, but I still think this team should be good enough to make some hay late in the season.
I feel you. Jazz stole some bags, man. I think he had 4 today.
He's amazing. He's amazing.
Just watching him on the base path is something that I like to see. And if you follow the Yankees team like we all do, we depended so much on the long ball. At some point, you got to be able to manufacture runs and pick up a bag 2 or here, pick up a bag here or there, and play ball that way. So having somebody like Jazz, stealing bases and being able to anticipate, what's going on, and not have so many. Again, I know we're 2.5 weeks in, but I haven't seen an error at second base for my second baseman yet, which is a step up in the right direction from where we were a couple seasons ago. CK, man, where's your head at, bro? We are about 2.5 weeks in. We talked in the green room about a lot of different things. If you want to, just rip the Band-Aid off and talk about the knucklehead that is Devin Williams, we could do that. Or if you want to save that for later on, where's your head at as we unpack this 2025 campaign here in the early parts of the year?
To me, it's still a poorly constructed roster. Because, and you guys know I've been beating this drum and I'm going to continue to beat it. Cody Bellinger is a Gold Glove outfielder who can play left field. Jason Dominguez has been a center fielder his entire career. Why are you putting him in left field? Because the first couple of games when he struggles, which is going to happen because it's a brand new position for him, it's going to affect his hitting. And you can see him, he's not hitting, and then you're jerking him in and out of the lineup for Trent Grisham. Trent Grisham is a good 4th outfielder. Trent Grisham should not be taking starts away from Jason Dominguez. I'm sorry. I don't give a damn how well he's hitting right now. I need Jason Dominguez playing every day. Cody Bellinger can play left field at a Gold Glove level. He can also play first base at a Gold Glove level. Okay? So why are you screwing with this young kid? I've complained about Yankees player development for 20 years. You guys know it. For 20 years, I said Yankee player development is trash. This is another example of it. You got Oswald Peraza, who is the best defensive infielder on this team. The best defensive infielder on this team is named Oswald Peraza. He doesn't get to play. Now, 2 innings today, I watched Oswaldo Cabrera miss balls that Peraza would have caught. Oh, by the way, we almost lost the game. We wanted to be a 4-3 when it was 4-0. Okay? And those 2 balls that he missed in third, Peraza would have got, because it was a simple matter of him dropping his glove too much. That was it. Because both of those balls went over the top of his glove. He raises his glove up, he catches the ball. I think it's a poorly constructed roster. Now, this roster, as it sits right now, can win the American League East. But you're 2 left-handed. You don't have a right-handed power bat coming off the bench. You won't play Peraza, so why is he on the team? If you're not going to play him, trade him. You got Carlos Carrasco, Ryan Yarbrough and Marcus Stroman in your pitching rotation. None of whom can break a pane of glass if they all throw the balls as hard as they can at the same damn time. And I love Marcus Stroman, okay? But you can't have two starters and a reliever in your rotation that can't get in, that can't throw a ball past somebody when you absolutely have to have a strikeout. Marcus Stroman lives on the edges. Carrasco lives on the outer edges, and Ryan Yarbrough can't break 90 miles an hour. I'll take one of them. I'll take one and then one in the bullpen. I can't have all three of them in the same pitching rotation. I can't have it because Stroman's only giving you 5, Carrasco's giving you 4, and Yarbrough's throwing 30 pitches to one guy because they just keep fouling the balls off. So now we already have an overworked bullpen. We already have an overworked bullpen, right? We have a lineup that is so lefty dominant that on the days when everybody's not really clicking, we get 15 strikeouts, 12 strikeouts, 14 strikeouts, because all the other teams doing lefty, 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 lefty. And yes, Ben Rice hit a home run off of a left-hander, but let's be honest, left on left, the other team is going to win more often than not. Okay, especially as you play against the better teams. It sounds like nitpicking, but it's not, because if the goal is to win the World Series, then miss me with poor roster construction, Brian Cashman, and miss me when we spent $300 million. Well, you didn't spend it correctly. And Devin Williams is not a closer. Not New York. Not New York. You can't have a closer you can only use every 2 days because he's thrown 35 pitches in 1 inning. Because he won't throw his fastball and the catcher won't call the damn fastball. I don't need a richer, more expensive Tommy Kahnle who throws 10 changeups in a row and then acts shocked, I say, when he hit the damn changeup finally. You throw one pin in the fucking row. At some point, okay, changeup. This team can win. This team can win the American League East. They can get the ALCS. But this is a poorly constructed roster right now.
Well, one of the things that we said, in our group thread, and Aaron, I'll come to you here in a minute. Mm-hmm. One thing that we said in the group thread is that this is the squad they're going to roll out for April, May, but I don't think this is a finished product as we have playoff aspirations and things of that nature. It's frustrating for us Yankees fans because, again, we got a closer in Devin Williams who can't find the strike zone. The strike zone is a mystery to him. He don't even know how to spell strike zone. And we have a bullpen that is iffy at best. And to your point, CK, a starting rotation that, I mean, outside of Max Fried, I'm not too sure who I would feel comfortable sending out there in a big spot. Aaron, talk to me, my guy. You can double click on anything that was said in front of you if you want to give your own opinion on how this roster is in the 2025 season. Let me know.
Well, I'm going to start off with I'm going to rip this Band-Aid off. I'm glad they didn't sign Soto. I think for the $850 million that they spent elsewhere wisely. Obviously, Cole going down was a big blow, but I still think they're in a position where they can compete. Max Fried does Max Fried things. They're going to be okay. Luis Gil will be back midsummer, so that's like a midseason acquisition for your rookie of the year coming back to pitch. Clarkie Schmidt's on his way back on the men too. I like Will Warren. I think he needs a little bit more time, but we were talking beforehand. I'd like to see him go down to the minors, get some more consistent work, bring him back up and let him roll. Devin Williams has pitched 3 innings and got a north of 10 ERA. I think it's like 11.5 or 12 ERA right now. Guy can't close. New York is a different animal. Milwaukee's a different market. Your closer that you should be using is Weaver. And using Leiter and Williams in the setup role. That's just my opinion. Mm-hmm. Devin Williams has got to get his head right. It's different pitching in New York. It was a smart move on Cashman to try to get him, but I don't think putting him in the closer role was the way to go.
His ERA right now is 12.
Okay, so he's 3 innings. 3 innings, and he's got a 12 ERA.
He has a 12 ERA.
You inherit a 4-0 lead today against a very good Detroit team. Let's not write them out either. You give up 3 runs with 2. You got 2 outs. You give up 3 runs. Where the hell's your brain? You know, your head's gone at that point. No good. I don't know. I think the story of the year, I love Jazz rocking his jersey. I love Jazz's acquisition last year. I think Volpe is going to have a really good breakout season. Watch Ben Rice. Ben Rice, I think, is going to be our first baseman of the future. I like that they got Goldie on the 1-year rental, but I think Ben Rice is going to take over full-time duties at first base. I loved Anthony Rizzo, don't get me wrong, but Rizzo was a shell of himself. He is declining. I think they should bring him back as a mentor or coach to these guys.
Yeah.
But I think Ben Rice is going to be our breakout star this year.
So I like Ben Rice too. I'm sorry, I'm serious. I like Ben Rice too. I think if he can reduce the non-contact, right? I think Uncle said it before too. It's like the strikeouts. It's not putting the ball in play. If he's just making contact, he's going to have that kind of leap that we know he can have because the power's there. He's put on a little bit of weight, but it was the strikeout rate. It was the the non-contact that was his problem. I agree with you guys too. It's funny because we all complained last year we were too right-handed.
Yeah.
This year, we did.
It's hilarious, but I mean, I'll trade that because if the defense is better than it was last year, it's going to be a stark improvement because say what you want about Soto, he was more or less a liability in right field. Up the middle, we weren't strong. Catcher, we couldn't throw anybody out on the bases. Second base was always a black hole, and center field was a mess because we had to put Judge there after a while. So being shored up in the middle of the field is going to be the big key. And I think, Aaron, you hit on a couple of great things. Like getting Gill back halfway through the season is going to be huge. Getting Schmidt back is going to be huge. It's going to relax people. I agree with you guys, though, too. Devin Williams, he cannot find the strike zone with his fastball. That's a problem. Okay, if you can't throw strikes with your fastball, we got problems here. That's the easiest pitch to throw. So he's got to find it. I think you relax him, put him in the 8th inning role, and I think you put Weaver back at the closer because why? I know he was young, and I always said he needed another pitch, but he did it in the biggest pressure moments outside of one game in the playoffs. Why wouldn't you have him there? Why wouldn't you just say, you know what? Earn your way, fine, but I trust you. Trust this kid. Trust Weaver. He can do it. So, I think.
So you think they move him back to closer and have Devin Williams to set up there?
Why not?
Yeah, and because the thing is, and you say he doesn't have fastball command because he doesn't throw his fastball enough.
Right.
He can't command the pitch that you won't throw. And I know somebody said 16 days, 3 innings. He has been a lot of blowouts. And yes, they could have got him in some games. But at the end of the day, even if you look at when he was in Milwaukee, and we all watch baseball, not just Yankee baseball, we all watch baseball. Devin Williams throws on average 20-something pitches in an inning. He averages 20-something pitches in an inning.
That's too
and
much.
He refuses to throw his fastball. He just goes changeup after changeup after changeup. Maybe he'll throw the cutter, but his four-seamer, he will not throw. So you can't have fastball command if you don't throw the pitch. Now, is that a function of Matt Blake and his nonsense? Or is it a function of Devin Williams being one of those guys who's like, no, like Tommy Candy, no, if I just throw a better changeup, bro, at some point they're going to time you up. So, and that's why I think we're all saying put him in the 8th inning. Let him figure out his pitch mix in a new league where you can say his interleague play. Listen, playing in the American League East and playing these teams over and over and over, you just have to get used to it. That's a whole other thing.
We're in the best division in baseball right now.
I'm sorry, it is. It's kind of like playing in the National League West. That's a whole other doggone animal. You got to play the Dodgers and the Padres and the Giants over and over and over and over. So let him get his feet wet. Start him off in the 8th inning. Weaver can go multiple innings. So if you have to bring in Weaver for a 5-out save, okay, because we know Weaver can go the next day and still give you an inning. But let Devin Williams get his feet wet and ease him into the. You can't gift somebody a position on the New York Yankees. You can't. You can't. There's only certain guys can be gifted a position. Okay, and even those guys have to. They struggle a little bit until they earn it. Tino Martinez, he struggled at first base. We don't know he was good first baseman. He struggled.
And who they put at first base? Cecil Fielder. They platooned those two. They platooned them.
That's the thing. Yeah, I mean, again, my man in the comments said this perfectly. Like, I would agree with you, about him not being able to close, but he's done it before and been very successful doing it.
But he's not doing it right now.
Well, no, I get it. I understand that pitching in New York is a whole different monster. I get it.
What was his ERA with those 37 saves? What was his ERA?
In 2024, it was 1.2.
Okay. Year before that?
1.5.
Okay. And now he's 1.2.0.
And the National
2022, he had a 1.9. 2021, he had a 2.5. Right. 2020, he had a 0.3. 33.
Right. So, in the National League Central, right, which is, listen, the National League Central is trash. Let's be honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so you racking up saves against the Cubs and the Reds. Come on, Sean.
I mean, let's keep it a whole thing. Like, again, playing in the AL is a whole different monster. I give you that. And again, I'm not trying to say he needs to be our closer. Don't get it twisted. I want him fired, to use the Chandler saying. I want him fired into the sun. However,
I like Devin Williams. I wanted Devin Williams. I just don't want him to close. That's the only thing. I don't want him to close. Because I knew he was
and you could do it by committee, right? Until, whoever's got the hot hand, throw him in there, right?
Let him take it. Because Devin Williams was a setup man initially in Milwaukee. Mm-hmm. And then he grew into the closer role.
Because they had Josh Hader, right? They had Josh Hader.
Right. So move him back to the setup and then throw Weaver as the closer for now.
But you know what it is, though? You know what it is, Sirius? Who makes more money? Setup man or the closer?
Well, yeah.
So he's going to politic his way to be the closer.
My point
exactly. He already got his money.
But you know what it is, like, to get that money, you get paid more as a closer.
Okay, but he already got his money.
Morpheus, we don't do business with Boston.
My man Opie. He always in here stirring up the shit.
We don't do business with Boston, man.
He's the biggest Red Sox fan. This guy.
I will take Tristan Cassis.
He's a Red Sox fan.
I will take that trade.
Huge.
Boston won't make
you can leave my feed. You can leave my feed. We don't tolerate that kind of slander around here. I'm kidding.
We don't deal with terrorists on the show.
Cassis every day and twice on Sunday. If Boston was dumb enough to make that trade, listen, I will drive Devin Williams down to Boston. Okay.
No, I would drive past Boston. I'd drop him off on the highway and be like, get out.
Kid Cassis is gonna be good, bro. That kid is gonna be a monster.
I think what we really have to do, though, and I know it's early in the season, we're all like wanting Devin to be perfect straight out the gate.
Sure.
His control issues, he's walked 4 players, he's given up 4 earned runs. I was always taught when I was pitching, walks mean runs. And every time you see a walk, it equals the run. He's got to control himself. He has struck out 5 batters. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit exciting. He needs to get his feet planted and just relax and pitch. And I think he might be trying to overdo a little more. He's on the most famous franchise in the world right now. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Yankee fan. This is the most recognizable logo in all of sports. He's probably trying to do a little too much. So I think if you just give him some time, he's going to mess up. No one's perfect. I think for the 124th consecutive season, the Yankees have not gone 162-0. We're going to lose games. You know what I mean? So we're going to lose games. It happens. Got a new closer. But I like what Unc is saying. Like, let's let Weaver just kind of sit and do. But then you're almost creating another problem at that point because these guys have egos. You got to massage them. Booney is really good at managing the players and the personalities. I don't know what Weaver's like, but if I'm pitching well and I'm the closer, and now you're just going to pull me out, I'm gonna be upset. It might throw me for a loop too. So it's a catch-22.
Is we know that this new generation Yankee fan, they're gonna boo the hell out this kid Friday.
Yeah.
If Devin Williams gets in the game on Friday, they're going to boo the hell out of him. That is not helpful. You understand what I'm saying? That is not helpful. So again, the reason I keep saying set up initially, right, is it allows him room to breathe while he gets adjusted.
Yeah.
Okay. Because if he goes and struggles on Friday, right, and manages, dude, Gary Sanchez had one pass ball. He was public enemy number one for the next 3 damn years.
Right.
Okay. They literally ran that young man out of town. The fans literally ran him out of town. Do we really want to do that to a guy we just signed?
But
they were born him.
Part of that's the curse, right? The curse of the greatest closer to ever walk God's green earth, and Mariano Rivera.
That too.
We got spoiled around here.
Do
no one's
we
ever
really
filling
want to
those
subject
shoes.
this kid to this nonsense this early in the season? That's my thought process. Is let him set up. Let him have a shaky couple of hours as a setup guy. Weaver comes in, cleans it up. The vitriol for him from the people in the stands won't be as much as if he blows a couple more saves.
Right.
Because we saw what it did to Clay Holmes. Clay Holmes, bro. He was scared to make a mistake. He was scared to make a mistake.
Right.
And he started making mistakes. We've watched Yankee fans ruin guys. Kenny Rogers, anybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
I still have nightmares about that game in Detroit, right, with Kenny Rogers.
Yeah, so it's not a knock against Devin Williams. I don't want to come off as we all like dogpiling him. I think what we're all saying is let this young man get adjusted in a role where it doesn't get the fans against him so early, because that's what's coming.
Well, I'm going to play devil's advocate, though. If you can't take the heat in front of your own fans at home, how are you going to survive in a town like Boston where they are relentless against anybody? Or even when you go across town with Queens, they're going to get all over you, too.
What you expected on the road, you don't expect it at home.
No, I understand that, but you got to be able to deal with that pressure in high-pressure situations anyway. So let him get used to it and just get out of his head. I'd rather it happen early than wait till when he starts falling apart in September.
Yeah, but you know what? I remember when they tried to do to Stanton. Stanton was mentally strong enough to overcome it. We also watched what they did to Joey Gallo.
Yeah,
I mean, Joey Gallo's trying to be a pitcher now.
Right? a lot of people come to New York and don't handle it very well and then leave. Like look at Nathan Eovaldi, man. He couldn't hack it in New York. He goes to Boston. He's a freaking Cy Young candidate.
Well with the Yankees, he got hurt, and then the Yankees wouldn't resign him. And then he went to Boston and pitched like a summer gun, and Boston just started pitching in New York. It was that the Eovaldi pitched well in New York, but again, I just get tired of watching guys that's wearing a jersey or a uniform that I root for, and watching fans go after them, like, you know what I'm saying? And it doesn't make any sense because it's not helpful, bro. It's not helpful. Some guys, we can say, oh, you got to go handle pressure on that. Some guys, you know what? They need a pat on the back from the fans and not a kick in the butt.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I mean, if you want a pat on the back and not a kick in the butt, if that's what you need to get you going, you first and foremost, you in the wrong business.
No. Look at what the Philly fans did with Trey Turner. Look at what the Philly fans suck. Look what they did with Trey Turner.
You're in the wrong.
No, he was struggling.
Let me back up. You're in the wrong building. That's not how New York is down, huh?
Okay, New York has never been like that. We don't coddle you. I mean, we'll support you, but like
we'll support you, but like
booing him his first time out is not support.
But you're not being paid to get coddled in New York, man. Like,
it's not about coddling. It's about not being stupid.
You're signing up for when you sign on the dollar line. This is not
actually, a lot of cats don't know what they're signing up for.
Sing kumbaya.
At this point, you know what you're signing up for. You know what you're getting in New York. And listen, I don't condone booing the hell out of people. When I go to a game and somebody is sucking on my team, I don't boo you. I don't boo because, like, I'm not built that way. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, listen, I could be disappointed in you, what have you, but I'm not going to boo you out the stadium because I can't do what they do. I'm going to be totally honest. Like, I'm not on their level. I can't do what they do. right? Like you don't suck at work and have people come boo you at work, right? Like let's be real.
I mean,
like, so I don't do
I'm
that.
not getting paid what they getting paid to do what they do. But at the end of the
No,
day,
I feel you,
was
but
not
like
this 20 years ago. Yankee fans were not like this 20 years ago. We gave you guys a chance, at least halfway through the season, and then if you still suck by the All-Star break, then all bets was off. We talking about your mama, we talking about your grandmama. I remember having Danny Tartable wanted to come in the stands and fight a dude one day because he was riding the entire game. All right,
Yankees fans have booed for a long time, man. This ain't a new thing.
No. This new iteration of Yankee fan are clowns.
No.
Yes.
I don't co-sign that. I don't co-sign.
Yes,
Yankee fans have always been like that. All right, let's be frank about it. It may not have been the vocal majority, but like Yankee fans have always been hard on people.
It hasn't been in your face and on social media, and we haven't been doing podcasts and a bunch of other stuff booing. You know what I'm saying? Devin Williams, if he was doing this badly back in the day, he wouldn't hear about it as much as he's hearing about it now.
There you go. That's my point.
We go way back. We listened to the fan. I was a kid listening to the fan. You listened to the fan way back. You were sucking. We were going on Mike and the Mad Dog talking about this dude being trash.
100%.
Let's be real.
But that wasn't the first damn game.
Devin Williams has struggled through 11 games. He has a 12 ERA.
But he's only pitched 3 times.
That's the problem. He's pitched 3 times. His ERA is 12.
His ERA is 12, Chandler. 12.
Okay. Here's all I'm saying. Again, I wanted him as a setup guy from the jump. But here's my point, right? And somebody said it in the comments. In 16 days, he's pitched 3 innings. You can't be sharp pitching that little. You can't be.
You can't afford to throw him out there anymore. He's going to blow more saves.
Or you could have put him out there in some of those blowouts to keep him fresher. But again, all I'm saying is this. His first game in the Yankee uniform, he got booed.
We almost lost opening day.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
that is not the time to boo somebody on opening day.
It's a holiday for everybody in New York for that
day. Holiday, man. Like I was working from home and I was not working. And he almost I had my whole Yankee gear on. He almost
we was in the thread, voice memory each other in real time.
Okay.
I was about to hop on the Yankee Clipper straight to the stadium and be like, yo, what the dilly, man? What you doing to my day? You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to rip this Band-Aid off, and I'm going to bitch about the Yankees analytics department. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Hang on. I think they rely way too much on that computer. And I'm going to give you a prime example is Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray was a great pitcher before he came to New York, and he's a great pitcher now that he's out of New York.
Yep.
Matt Blake, big analytics guy. Booney, we know, is an analytics guy, and so is Cashman. I think that's the best example I can give is that they got to stop worrying about the analytics and the stats and just let these guys play baseball.
But they're not going to do that.
Definitely disagree with
that. See, the devil's advocate to that point is like everybody does it. It's not a bad thing because the analytics has brought the torpedo bat into play and it's increased some of these guys, solid hit rate. You know what I mean? So,
but it doesn't work for everybody.
Analytics, you don't have the torpedo bat, right?
So, and instead of saying that the analytics are the problem, we have to analyze the analytics.
No, it's how they're being used.
It doesn't work for every player, is what I'm saying.
Right.
Some players
don't give guys a chance. They don't give them a chance to. It's basically this is how you're going to do it, rather than some organization say, "Okay, this is what we like you to do," but if this doesn't work for you, then do you. With the Yankees, and Sonny Gray said it, they were basically forcing him to throw a slider when he wasn't a slider pitcher.
Right. Stop throwing your fastball, throw more sliders. He said that in an interview before he went to St. Louis. Yep.
And that was his third worst pitch.
True story.
But the Yankees analytics said, but when you throw it, you have an uppity bump squat chance of getting somebody out. So we want you to throw the slider. Let the man pitch the way he wants to pitch. Now, for instance, Judge doesn't use the torpedo bat. He says, I don't want to use it. Okay,
you don't need to.
You don't need to.
He doesn't need to.
Okay, whether he needs to or not, he chose not to. You have to allow everybody that latitude to use what part of the analytics they want to use. Now, Judge has been around long enough where he has enough gravitas to say no. Some guys don't feel that they do. So they wind up giving in to all of the numbers, and it impacts their performance in a negative way.
But see, the torpedo bat is different, though, to the standpoint, like, Aaron Judge's solid hit rate is where the barrel of the bat is supposed to be. Volpe's solid hit rate is closer to inside of the sweet spot of the bat. So it made sense for him to switch his bat, right? Because he didn't have to change. What do we talk about? What do we love the most? No, but seriously, what do we love the most, right? Pete Rose talking about don't change your swing. This is what got you to the show, right?
Right.
So, instead of Volpe changing his swing, he changed his bat and is able to square up the ball better because the sweet spot's a little bit lower on the bat. Right?
Because he feels more confident. But here's the thing: Giancarlo Stanton had the highest exit velocity in baseball damn near ever since he's been in the league. He went to the torpedo bat. He didn't need to, but he looked at it and it felt good in his hand, so he said, "Okay, I'll try it." You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day,
get that Astros fan out of here. We don't talk.
I'm not messing with him today. I'm not messing.
Analytics has always been in baseball. It was just called different things.
Right.
Those numbers have always been there. People have always used them. Okay, they didn't call it exit velocity. They said if you're in the slump where you make a solid contact, not hard hit rate, it was solid contact. What was the rate of solid contact? You know how I knew when the guy was getting close to coming out of the slump? When he started hitting line drives. And even if a guy was getting hits, if they were called bloops, nah, there's something wrong with his swing. His swing is out of whack. I didn't need numbers to tell me that. I could see it. Now they have numbers. Great. That can't be the be-all, end-all. I think is what Aaron is trying to say. It can't be the be-all, end-all. It's got to be a good mix. And the teams that have won World Series these past, 15 years. Is it more than 15? How many years is it now? Since 2009?
It's been a long time.
It's almost 16 years, man.
They've married analytics and eye test. Brian Cashman is stuck on, no, it's got to be analytics or nothing. And last I checked, we haven't won a World Series since.
I don't have an issue with the analytics. I just feel, to you guys' point, the analytics need to be used correctly. I mean, the acquisition and the introduction of the torpedo bats for some players, let's keep it a beam. We're talking about it now because it's a Yankee thing, but these things have been in play for a couple of years. You know what I'm saying? I think it was last year. You know what I'm saying? So the analytics have now became a taboo or a hot button item because, for the first week or so of the year, the Yankees were smacking the cover off the baseball. I have an issue with it. You know what I'm saying? The torpedo bats are one half of the issue. You still got to pitch. You still got to close. You still got to field. You still got to do what you need to do to get out of stadiums and with wins. And right now, the issue is not the torpedo bats. Our offense is fine. The issue is the pitching.
Yep.
The issue is our inability to hold leads. Our issue is that we have a closer that has the title of closer with the ERA, the number of 12. That's our issue.
You also have two starters that can't go more than 4 innings.
That's another issue. And again, I understand. Again, analytics is a hot button. Again, I'm a guy who's all for analytics. Find out how we tick. Find out how we mesh. Find out how we. You know what?
These are all my friends. I apologize.
That's all good. It's all good. So somebody got.
You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, it's we got to figure it out. We have to figure out how to marry the analytics with real life application, because you can have all the numbers in the world, but if you don't apply what the numbers signify in a way that engineers winning, then what the hell are you doing the numbers for? What do the numbers mean?
And with the weather being the way it is, and you have two pitchers who rely on finesse, they're going to throw a lot of pitches this time of year, so you're going to overtax your bullpen because they're going to throw too many pitches because you need feel. If my hands are frozen, I ain't got no feel at all. All right.
I mean, this weather sucks. I get it.
Yeah.
This weather sucks.
So it's a lot of things right now. Like I said, this team is presently constructed to win the AL East and can make it to the LCS without making any changes. Now we know that Schmidt's going to be here. We know that Hill at some point will come back. Probably not till June, because it looks like he's got the same issue Clark Schmidt had last year. Schmidt didn't come back to what, damn near September, I think, right?
It was almost September, yeah.
Yeah, almost September.
So even if Hill doesn't come back till September, that's still a net gain. They have to fix the lineup. Now, Stanton coming back, if he comes back, because he may need surgery, bro.
I'm not counting on him coming back. To be honest,
I'm not even to be honest with you. I mean, it'd be one hell of a bonus if he does, but I'm not. I'm hopeful that
we need a right-handed back. We need a right-handed power back.
I mean, Ben Rice is a nice little.
It's so funny. We need a right-handed back.
I know.
We had too many of those jokers last year.
And now you don't have any. Because who's coming off the bench? Pablo Reyes?
No. I mean, you got switch hit bats, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's all
Ben Rice switch hits. You know what I'm saying?
Ben Rice switch hit. Ben Rice switch hit. He's a lefty.
Yeah. No.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, he's a lefty. He's a lefty.
So who's your right-handed bat off the bench? You're not going to play Peraza. Pablo Reyes is a punch and Judy.
Yeah.
What else you got? JC Escara. That's it.
He's a lefty.
Oh, that's right. He's a lefty too.
So I mean, now if you don't get Stanton back this year, which I really don't think you can, do you start going through the cupboard and making a trade to get a right-handed bat? Yes. Or do you think LeMahieu?
Stop. No.
Don't even open your mouth.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So, like, if you don't think
LeMahieu
can come back and be useful, then you got to make a trade, right? If you really need that right-handed.
You flip Stroman and Peraza for a right-handed bat. That's your trade pack. Stroman and Peraza, and maybe
you want to move Stroman?
They're going to move him anyway. They're going to move him anyway.
That's a foregone.
I mean, I honestly don't think they should. I really don't think they should.
Because they've been trying to move Stroman since the offseason. Let's be honest.
No, I know they've been trying to move him, but now with Garrett Cole hurt, Hill is not ready. You know, Schmidt is barely coming back. You can't afford to move him. Even if you guys come back, you can't afford to move this arm, right?
I mean, you're not coming back until September.
I think that those guys are going to hold up all season.
I'm telling you what they're going to do. I'm not saying they should. I want Marcus Stroman on the Yankees. Okay, but they're going to trade him. They're going to trade Oswald Peraza because they don't want to play Peraza. So you have to trade him. Now, if you want to get an actual bat, right, then you're going to need to move Peraza, Stroman, and Pereira, who's a right-hander who they won't bring up and let play. You take those three pieces, you can get you a really good right-handed power bat.
Okay. Well, who's available? Who's going to be available?
Kyle Tucker. No, he's a lefty, right? No, he's a right-hander.
There's really no. I mean, trade deadline, anything's possible.
Anything's possible. I mean, you're looking at teams that are probably in the NL, AL Central. That'll be sellers, right? Maybe one team in the NL West would be a seller, right?
Well,
maybe one.
The other option is the Braves get their shit together, and we're going way out on a limb here. We know that the crosstown first baseman only signed a 1-year show me deal. If they're in the toilet, I could see them on Alonso.
He's on pace for 130 something RBIs. I don't see them moving him.
Yeah,
but I'm saying if they're sellers at the deadline, I'm stretching.
Right.
If they're sellers and he's playing hot, they're going to try to get a king's ransom for that dude.
Yeah.
But see, they just came off a 6-game streak. I really don't feel like they're going to be.
I don't see it either. I don't see it either.
I feel like they're going to be buyers. They need.
Reyna might be available. You know who's available?
I like that.
Matt McClain from Cincinnati. He can play multiple positions, and he's a good opposite field hitter. He's a good hitter. Matt McClain.
I hope the Cincinnati Reds aren't sellers. I want them to win.
I really do. I like that
team.
I don't trust the management, but I want them to win. But if we're being honest and look at the teams that we can anticipate kind of failing early, we got to look at the Reds.
Okay.
Or if the White Sox flame out, I don't think they will because I like Will Venable as a manager. But if the White Sox start failing early, Lewis Robert has been on the block for 2 years. The only reason he ain't been moved yet is because he ain't stayed healthy. So if Lewis Robert is healthy at the All-Star break, he's going to get moved, especially the White Sox are already out of it.
What are the chances, guys, that Dylan Cease is available?
I think you're going to see that
mid-season. So absolutely, they'll trade anybody.
Especially when the Giants have kicked off their season.
Yeah.
The Padres will trade anybody.
All right? I want him so bad. I want that arm so bad.
Same.
Because now you do need that kind of quality arm behind Fried because you don't have Garrett Cole. And Carlos Rendon is so shaky, so up and down. It's like, can you trust him to be your number 2? I can't. I can't get there.
I trust Rodon to be a number 2. I do.
I'd rather him be a number 3 than a number 2.
Right. Exactly. He's a 3.
Okay, but 2 or 3, I still can. I personally have always believed in Carlos Rodon. That's just me. I like the guy. I like the fact that he, regardless of whether he's being successful or not, he's willing to go out there and he'll stand up there and he'll be accountable and he's willing to go out there and pitch, even if he gets his belt, even if he gets knocked out the park. He's going to go out there and take
2 more years. 2 more years to be in New York. Just give him time. Give him time. 2 more years to be in New York.
You know what it is with Rendon? When he attacks with his fastball, but then really trusts his off-speed pitches, that's when he's effective. And sometimes when he throws too many fastballs and he leaves that fastball up and over the middle of the plate, he gets hurt. Yeah. And that's his problem.
Yeah.
He's got to trust that slider. He's got a good slider.
Right back for us. Stroman, Peraza, Everson Pereira to the Pirates for Key Brian Hayes.
You think they'll unload him though?
Pittsburgh, yes, because they do stupid things all the time.
Yeah, well, you never know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I think the Yankees will definitely be buyers at the deadline.
Oh, yeah, definitely will be.
Yeah, I think they'll have to be. I think they'll be creative. They won't make the splash that everybody wants them to, but I think they do need it. I think they need a bat, and I would think they would need an arm too.
The bat I wanted just got stupid paid from the Blue Jays, so Vlad about the mix.
We know he wasn't coming here, man. I'm surprised I'm surprised the Blue Jays paid him.
I'm not.
Had to. You and me both. I mean,
Vlad had to sign that deal too.
Here's the thing. We said this on our other shows that they either had to pay him what they was supposed to pay him, they want to lose him for nothing. Yes. And everything that has led up to the Toronto Blue Jays, whatever they're going to call them, have shown me that they don't give a damn about paying their talent. Clearly. And so the fact that they opened up the checkbook and wrote this man the check, I was shocked.
They had to because
he took a deal. He could have got more than half a billion.
I think he would have got less, honestly, once he hit the market.
You think so?
Really?
Yeah, I do. I think he would have got neighborhood of 350.
You know what? I think you're right, Aaron. I think you're right. I think he would have got Alonso.
Someone would have offered him 5. Yep. Now it would have been a bad team, but someone would have offered him 5.
Right, the Angels are always open for business, right? They're always.
This is a true story.
They're always looking to give away money.
Yeah, I think Vlad would have got 350, 400 tops in the open market.
But I felt like the Blue Jays would have gave him 6. Like he could have got 6 from the Blue Jays. That's what I was thinking.
Well, he was smart too. God forbid he gets hurt. He's got his contract now, so he's good.
Yeah,
and he looks good.
$5 million signing bonus, bro. $325 for signing. Shit is crazy.
Insane.
Did he just say Brandon Lowe?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
It's Larry being Larry, man.
I mean, I mean, listen, we letting them we're renting our beach house out to the Blue Jays anyway. We're renting
Astros, man.
I do like Rosarena. I like Randy Rosarena.
He might be a Jax.
Man, I don't know. I think he's. I don't know, man.
He might be a Jax. And the thing is, like, Randy had that one year, but then other than that, I mean.
Well, he's not a big home run guy, but he's a run producer. He's a run producer. But somebody also said Carlos Santana. I wouldn't mind Carlos Santana as a DH if Stanton does come back, because Carlos Santana, one, is a switch hitter, and two, again, he's a run producer. He's not a big home run hitter, but he's a run producer. Give me a guy who hits doubles all day, okay? Because doubles keep innings going. You know, I don't want a home run guy because home runs end big innings. Doubles guys keep big innings going.
Right.
But to me, they can't wait till the deadline to make a trade. I think they need to make a trade by end of May, because the prices are just going to go up when we get into June.
Okay.
I don't hate it.
Wouldn't you want to wait until you're really sure what's going to happen with Stanton first?
No, because I can always fit a Giancarlo Stanton in. Okay? If he comes back, I can make space for him.
He's always your wild card too. You don't know what version of Stanton you're going to get.
That's the other piece.
Well, all I need him to do is be October Stanton, and we're fine.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like him and Judge switched roles.
Yeah. So we know he's going to hit the playoffs. We know he's going to hit the playoffs. So give me somebody for the season, and then let's Stanton. September, time for me to hit. They have 17 home runs again.
Yeah. That's what he does.
Give Judge a torpedo bat in the playoffs.
I don't even got to help Judge in the playoffs, man. He couldn't see the strike zone. The ball was foreign to him. It was too cold. You know what I'm saying?
He pressed too much.
Yeah, he was pressing a lot.
Again, why? You know,
because he's Aaron Judge, man. He's every time he gets up to bat, he's supposed to hit a home run. That's what the Yankee fans want, right?
But look at some of the great players in history who struggled in the playoffs. Greg Maddux struggled in the. Greg Maddux was barely a 500 pitcher in the playoffs. Barely 500 pitcher. I mean,
there's a difference. That's why you look at a guy like Derek Jeter, and it makes you appreciate him more, because it never bothered him. He was the same.
He thrived in that environment
in April that he was in October. He had a season in the playoffs. 300 hitter. You know, like he played enough games to have a full season in the playoffs.
So what happened in 2004? What happened in 2004?
I don't remember.
Where was it in 2004?
You're going to base Jeter's career on one bad season in postseason?
No, what I'm basing his career off of is the fact that once Bernie and Tino and Paul O'Neill left, okay, suddenly Derek Jeter couldn't get nobody nowhere. So you see, that's my issue with everybody giving him all this damn credit. Once those guys left, the Yankees couldn't win in the damn playoffs, and
that's not nice. They won in 09. Come on, that's not nice. That's not nice.
Okay, they won in 09 because of A-Rod and Matsui.
I'm not gonna let you besmirch Derek Jeter, the greatest shortstop that ever.
You know I got no use for Derek Jeter. I've never had use for Derek Jeter. You know that.
Why would you say that? Why are you speaking? Why are you talking like that? Why are you being so hurtful? Flag on the play. You're holding on to old stuff. Flag on the play. Flag on the play.
Have you met me, bro? When have you ever known me to let anything go?
That's what I'm saying. Flag on the play, man. You're holding on to old stuff, man. You're holding on. Let it go.
The kid that stepped on my foot in second grade, I'm still pissed about it. All right, I ain't letting nothing go.
Yo.
Anyway,
that's why you grumpy old man. Like, I can't. That's what I love on, because like he come out of left field and say, Derek Jeter ain't shit. He ain't shit. He ain't shit. Which one of the Yankees?
Oh, God. With that being said, gentlemen, I want to get you guys out of here, man. This has been a great opening show, man. Looking forward to doing this all year, man. It's 182 games, man. We got a lot to talk about all the way through. CK, you know what to do, man. Give me a plug and a close up and shut it down, big homie.
There's a lot of fun tonight, man. I appreciate this because I needed to get just to stop thinking for a night.
Be normal, man.
So it was a lot of fun. Aaron's great hanging out with you, man, and getting to hang and talk baseball with you guys. It's a lot going on in the world for veterans and their families. Just, hang in there, take advantage of the services, and take advantage of 988 option 1. 27 vets commit 22. Actually, number's 27, but the VA says 22 veterans commit suicide every day. We got to get the number down to 0. 988 option 1. Even if you just need to talk and vent about what's going on. Don't wait until it gets terrible. Just call and talk to somebody. Other than that, you guys have a great night, man. And I'll see y'all from the road.
All right, big dog. Appreciate you, CK. Love you, miss you, big dude. Aaron, you know what to do, my guy. Give me a plug in the close out and shut it down, big homie.
Always glad to officially have the contract signed. It's not Jeter's numbers, but I'm happy to be here. I appreciate the time tonight. I did have a lot of fun. I've been waiting for this for a couple of weeks. Devin Williams will get his shit together. I'm all about this show, so let me know when the next one is. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you both Wednesday night. Big show coming up. I can't wait for this.
Looking forward to that one, man. The third. Villain, I made you a deal. I will get you out of here in under an hour, man. Be out of here, man. Give me a plug in the crystal and shut it down, big homie.
Listen, it's another year of Yankee baseball. We need that chip, though, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be good to see the Yankees all year. I'll probably head out to a couple games and catch the...
No. You can't go to a Yankee game. Every Yankee game you went to last year, we lost.
How dare you speak to me this way? I don't understand. How dare you? The kids love going. They like their Yankee box of popcorn. All right, so I will take the kids. You gotta. It's all about the seeds. Villain love the kids. Villain love the kids. So I gotta let them go. But it's gonna be fun. Shout out to Aaron for being on the show. Always thinking about you. And Wednesday, big WWE show. It's the WrestleMania week. So we got a lot to cook, man. We got the Hall of Fame to talk about. We got 2 nights of wrestling. We got to hear Aaron talk about how he don't like Jey Uso. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Peace. Deuces.
Later, big dog. Man, it's your boy Sirius repping out 412 and the 703, man. Such a privilege and absolute pleasure doing the show with these gentlemen, man. You guys see us on Tuesdays. You see Aaron and those guys throughout the week with different shows, man, on the Nonsense Deep Thoughts podcast, man. Just big ass happy family, man. I love partnering with those guys and doing big shows with them. As they alluded to, next Wednesday, show's gonna start at 8:30, and we're just gonna run until the wheels fall off, man. We got a lot to talk about. 2 nights of WWE WrestleMania action, the Hall of Fame. By that time, hopefully, we have more solidified on the card. We'll break down different things of what's about to happen in predictions. Also, I want to mention this here. The kids is going to be joining us the first 10 minutes of that show, man. Villain has some kids. I have one that's probably going to pop on. My nephews. Stacy has her 2 kids. I'm not sure if Aaron got his kids, and his wife gonna do a sing-a-song, thinking she Mariah Carey and a bunch of other stuff. It's gonna be a lot of fun, man. Looking forward to jumping off and doing that. Don't forget our Tuesday show. We're gonna break down the rest of the NFL draft prospects. We didn't touch receivers yesterday, so we're gonna touch receivers, and then we're gonna hit quarterback and running back hard. So we're looking forward to doing that with breaking news. And again, since Larry wants to be in the chat and talk, man, get your boys together, and we're gonna call that show Trash Cans and Sign Stealing. That's what we're gonna call that Houston Astros show when that finally jumps off, because I'm probably producing it. So it's gonna be called Trash Cans and Sign Stealing. With that being said, I always say this after I leave, man. God is good, even though sometimes people aren't. God bless. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.